Welcome and Happy New Year. This is Rekla Reflections, and we are celebrating 2026 today, January 1st. And in so doing, because New Year's usually support a fresh start personally in our lives or even in our jobs, I thought it would be a good idea to also go through the routines that support a fresh start in our classrooms. So for those of you who are starting a new school year, this will benefit you by giving you a strong start to your new year. And for those of you who are continuing, this is your mid-year point. You've had a couple weeks break and you're ready to get back into the new term. This will also be a help to you because I have included 5 classroom hands-on strategies that will benefit your classroom as well. So welcome to January 1st. January doesn't, or the new school year, new term doesn't have to be a complete restart of everything that you've done. The new year can feel like there's pressure to get better in this new term, to be able to jump right back in where you left off. But oftentimes after long breaks, there is some behavior, some expectations that have maybe been forgotten, or there's a little bit of misbehavior going on. Students aren't quite settled. But I want you to understand that usually at this point, students are not misbehaving because they are defiant. It's more a need for reorientation to get back into the routine that they were in. I don't know about you, but when my schedule is rhythmic and it becomes easy to follow. And then when something disturbs that rhythm, it takes a couple of days, even a couple of weeks to get back into that working rhythm. So students are the same way. They've been out of this school classroom rhythm for a couple of weeks, and now it's just going to take a little bit of reminding and support, reorienting to get them back where we want them to be so we can create a more positive learning environment. So calm classrooms don't really begin with these huge restarts where you're introducing a lot of new things. They begin with consistency and reminding what already was established. Students need more of a refocus in the new week that we're entering here in the school year, as opposed to huge new processes and activities. So one way that we can support students is by helping them to understand what's happening. We're orienting them back to what school is all about. Who am I with again, right? We're creating a reconnection with the peers and with the teachers in the school. How do I settle my body and brain? So reviewing and going over some of those regulation activities and strategies that you've had set up in the previous term, and what is staying the same. So predictability, sharing, putting information in the same place as last term on the board, or putting up posters that reorient the students to what they need to be focusing on. Because uncertainty oftentimes shows up as behavior. And when students feel safe, then that learning environment will grow. What is consistency? What is it not? So we want consistency not to be these rigid schedules, this expectation of silence and control and doing everything exactly the same, right? We want consistency to be flexible, but the routines that we are using to continue. So consistency means some things stay the same on purpose. So let's dive into what might be helpful for you as teachers. What are some anchors that you can build your class on? These consistent anchors that will benefit your students. Hopefully, these are ones that you've already been doing, but I'm just wanting to go over them again in case this is a new year for you and you want to start the new year on the right foot. So morning arrival reset, right? This is the predictable beginning. It's the same rhythm every day, the way that they entered, where they put their lunch pail, their backpack, the greetings that they do, how they softly gently move into tasks and making it clear that they can take some time to adjust, transitioning from home to school. And why this matters is because the way students enter the room sets the tone for the day. The way that teachers invite students into the classroom sets that day. Number two, we call this a shared expectation check-in. So hopefully at the beginning of the year, you already created some class agreements. Again, if this is your new year, then this would be a great time to set up those new agreements with your students. And agreements are not rules. Agreements are co-created. They're norms for the classroom. And as teachers and as peers, you can briefly do daily reminders of these agreements, especially when issues arise that are related specifically to the agreements. And we're using language in our agreement that is designed by the students so that they understand what it is they're agreeing to, right? So students are protecting what they help to build. So just a quick check-in to remind them of those expectations and what they have agreed to. The third one is a reconnection routine. This one I really like because sometimes after a break, students haven't seen some of their friends. And so it might be, they might feel a little nervous. They're not sure, are my friends going to be there? Are they still going to like me? Right? So belonging before productivity. Short partner or small group activities that you can do together to help them rebuild their connections. Maybe not so academic, right? Just light, gentle activities, reconnecting activities, or in stations, right? Where you can get to know each other again and learn about their break. Those are great stations to have for this kind of reconnecting routine. And why does this matter? Because students can't really learn until they feel connected, right? The classroom is designed to be a community, and we have to feel connected to that community, or we don't understand how to support the community. So those are the three that I would recommend as anchors for your classroom that you can do on a regular basis. The other two are maybe more of a reset routine, where we can use these in a moment that needs extra support. So the first reset routine is called the midday reset. This is where we sort of head things off before they get out of hand. So regulation before escalation, right? And what this looks like is at the same time every day, maybe 1 or 2 minutes worth of time out of your day, stop the class and do some movement, some breathing exercise, some quiet reset, maybe a yoga pose or two, just as a way to head off anything that might be difficult. A lot of teachers share with me that the afternoons are usually the most difficult. It's when the kids are tired, it's after lunch, they've been thinking a lot, they've been playing a lot, and so this is a great way to give them a break before their behavior takes hold of them and gets out of control. So calm works best when it's proactive, right? We want to do these resets before it's too late. The second reset is called a language reset, and this is an adult tone shaping student regulation. And what this looks like is, as a teacher, using consistent calming phrases. So supporting the students as they're readjusting to the school environment. Phrases that you can use would include things like take your time, we'll figure this out together, pause and try again, right? These are great phrases to support the students, empower them, let them know that you're there to help them, but that you are giving them agency and autonomy to try and solve the problems themselves. Why this matters? Because students don't just follow routines, they also absorb how the teacher is communicating with them. This reinforces teacher self-awareness, also without blame. So let's just review. Some routines anchor the day. Some routines help to reset the moment even before you need to. But together, they create a calm classroom. And this helps to create a structure, an environment, a community in your classroom that is ready for learning. So just to engage you in our community conversation, which routine, one of the anchors or one of the resets, would help to make tomorrow feel calmer for you and your students? Don't feel I don't want you to feel a need to fill your classroom with all kinds of resets this January. You just need a few steady practices that you can return to on a regular basis. So I want to just wish you all a great Happy New Year, that your rest of your school year will be productive and calm and in the environment that is most conducive to learning by you creating and transforming the environment. Thanks for listening.